So just to kind of like go through let's like a couple of like the applications like pi, beng, xuan, just to kind of like give a kind of an outside view let's like the mechanics and how like they work like towards like a kind of fighting application. So if Barry let's like is coming let's like at me let's like with a punch, this is the first like thing that you want to be thinking about in xingyi, that ability to draw up and drill and break the person's center. See what I mean? So I overshot there slightly, sorry Barry.
No.
So doing it a little bit slowly like there. I'll bring it out to the side here, but ideally what you should be doing let's like with this is that's what should be actually ideally going into his face. You're cutting the line. Now from here let's say like this is the suppressing part of it where you're sinking. That is a palm strike like to the head or the face or the eyes, actually like smashing it through. So once again, if I'm doing it like slowly, that's the control like part like of it straight away. You've actually hit the head, the eyes, the chin going up. Another way let's say like to do it, let's say like which is just like you're using like the xuan like application, is you continue the circle this way. So you've met them and you've moved in. That also allows the other let's say like hand after that to come in, hit the head, and then that also exposes, if you can kind of see here, that exposes the rib like to the next shot. Boom, that's the hidden shot. They don't actually see this coming. So the other let's say like way to kind of like use like pi let's say like and xuan is to actually just suppress down and move straight in. So going slowly, suppress, and then you're coming in with beng while controlling like with the other hand like that. Now this leads you on, let's say if you want to start playing like with the elements, you can start like pulling people like off on angles and then like you're destroying their balance. So from here, an application let's say like of how you basically lead the person off to here, and then the next like movement after that is you're lifting their chin up to here, hitting either the xiphoid process. So if we turn around Barry, hitting either the xiphoid process, or we hit the actual throat, or we hit like the pancreas let's say like or the liver let's say like as the kind of like the follow on. So that really is pulling the person off let's say like just this movement here, moving them across slightly, and then you've jarred them. This can go into their face, move them up here, here, here. So that's one way of kind of let's say like you're kind of using the idea, like I mean everything flows off of P1. If you're talking about controlling like the person, let's say if Barry comes in let's say like with the shot, okay, so he comes in and here I'm turning over the catch this way. This is ideally the way you want to have like a P1 caught this way, because you've got control like of the full arm, as in you can either grab the tendons let's say like along like the back of the tricep, but you've also got control of the actual elbow. So if Barry tries to like kind of force back up, obviously Barry can like muscle into it with something else, but ideally let's say like if you have that as the kind of control, you've got the wrist as well this way, as in this catch on the wrist. So from here let's say like you can do any of the other kind of joint locks you want, you know, from your own let's say like repertoire, but it's really teaching that kind of leading up, catch and control that's around like here. If you're dealing with like you're just a kind of a straight down, let's a P1, if you're coming in once again Barry, this is the other way you can deal with that. Drop down and then either let's say like a pow or beng or xuan. So if you're coming in like with the punch like once again, beng to the chin, beng to the ribs, beng to the xiphoid process, xuan, grab an arm. Usually after let's say like the first let's say like your contact like with a person, you want to start controlling like one of their limbs. So you either can use like this to kind of suppress. So for example, let's say like with xuan, you could basically bring it out. See, I kind of controlled like a part of their body, let's say, while actually getting the strike in. If I kind of come across like again as in this move, let's say Barry comes in with another shot in my face, yeah. Once again, from here, leading in, pow. This pow, let's say like you can either go drawing in and up this way, or it can be coming up and out this way. So it just depends, let's say, like what kind of angle the guy's kind of feeding you, let's say, that you can actually like adapt it. So another way of, let's say, like to deal, let's say, like with kind of, let's say, like a P would be, let's say, coming straight in and down the center here into San t-shirt, hitting the guy like go straight on like into the face. From here, let's say, like this is actually defending against like the next like a strike that comes in to the head here, and from here I'm stepping in, boom, smashing. I'm obviously not like doing these kind of strikes like hard like because we're demonstrating with Barry, but like the likelihood is like once you've kind of got this in, that hand moves off straight away to hit the head, smashing on the Ziffy process, hitting like with the ribs. So you really P should be kind of, it's really kind of taught as the kind of the initial kind of like a counter entry control of the actual structure, and then the other kind of elements like a flow like off that. I mean, you could just feasibly keep doing P1 on the guy. So like let's say if you come down like with the center like once again, sorry, P, those 3 strikes like with the palm like to the head should be doing enough to kind of wobble like with the brain like inside like the fluid. Or if you're thinking about much more like if we're talking much more dangerous, let's say like, or kind of crippling like type of things kind of going on, Barry, let's say like he was coming in, goes to the chin here, and from here let's say like I'm stepping in, let's say like go here and off, and this is then, I'm not going to do the throw, but you basically have, you're kind of coming down, let's say dropping your full body weight on the guy's like a lower like a lumbar region, dropping that like a weight at the same time. Either that or you can use the kind of, this is the other like a thing which is in let's say like a beng quan. From here, that kind of coming back. So from here you're using it as a clear out. So here, and then the clear out, and the next punch comes into the stomach. Once again, you're just exploding like Wendy's Ziffy process. I mean, once you hit like with this area like maybe twice, you're disturbing like with the kind of the vagus nerve like running up along the body, which leads into the heart, like the breathing system like as well. There's lots of nasty like kind of things kind of like going on with that. Instead of an alternative, let's like to the chin, let's say control, it could just be a cutting hand, carotid like artery cutting in, or the clavicle, smashing down, breaking the clavicle bone. I mean, there's lots of options, let's say like go from here, let's say, but like if you're kind of controlling, let's say like with the body, once again, an option from Schwan, water, move him out, and that exposes the ribs here, boom, kidneys, boom. You can even hit, let's say like with the kind of the crease of the pelvic like region if you just wanted to be kind of, well, let's say merciful, let's put it that way. You just want to knock him down, boom, or to break his balance. So another kind of way of kind of like doing like a P1 is, these are kind of getting into the kind of the little nuances. So P1 like obviously like a cutting like or piercing like it can also, let's say, be to the kind of like a specific targets on the human body. So here, eyes, once you've hit, the fingers go in, or once you've hit, the fingers go into these points like go here. So that little like cavity like go here, just where the layer of the esophagus like goes along, you can actually just press in if you want to be less cruel. But I mean, that is enough, let's say, if you're talking about, let's say, self-defense wise, like go here, boom, hit the face. That's enough, let's say, like if you actually hit with like a proper intent to actually, you know, stop the guy. Or the alternative would be here, just drop the body weight down like in P on top of, let's say, like the breastbone, let's say here, boom. And that can also be, let's say, like a devastating like your strike if you actually drop your whole body weight. A lot of like the stuff like in xingyi, you're kind of learning, let's say, like with the soft like, and then dropping your body weight as in a very short like a space, like which then turns the guy in a specific way or like knocks him down. If you're attacking, let's say, like an organ, like you're here, face first, you've hit, and then you're coming down on the heart, like go. Obviously, let's say like you're not, I'm not doing, let's say like the actual like the technique, but if you're doing enough, let's say like your sandbag, like you're training your palm strikes, doing these type of things, wall bag strikes. I mean, if you've done like with that, like go on the kind of the pericardium, you know, you're going to be, and if a person's in a fight, you're going to be kind of causing probably like quite a bit of damage. If that doesn't work after the first like a strike and he's still kind of standing, you kind of move on to your auxiliary stuff. So another example of, let's say like of like the zuan, you can basically move the guy off like this way, and then from there grab the back of the head. You're basically grabbing his head and giving him a kind of an uppercut strike this way. Boom, turning the head. From there, bong, bong, bong. How, whatever kind of combinations are kind of coming out like after that. But that's one of the things that's like with that maneuver. It can be a grab this way, and you're getting that onto the jaw, spinning his head. Or you have him this way. Let's say if we're in a kind of a grapple position here, he's leading onto me, I'm like stepping forward into him, spinning the head that way with the punch. And you're talking, that's like the control from here, like it's fajing. Here. You're driving your whole body weight, let's say like in the fist, like up against his jaw to spin his head. So quan, as I said like before, you can either kind of come down and come straight up like with it, but if you're kind of just moving in straight away from like a position here, boom, here, that hand like goes up like if the next like comes in, control, hit. It could also be used, let's say like to kind of come down, let's say like go on. So from here, it can come down, let's say on the person this way, passing down and controlling this way. So almost a kind of a trap, let's say like go against the body. You can roll out this way. So if Barry comes in with the next like a shot here, I come in, come through. That is the break, like as well as like the strike, like as well. And from here, let's say you could kind of literally come back once again, controlling the body. Or if you wanted kind of a closer shot and you want to mix your elements like together, move him out that little bit, that opens up the ribs. Boom. Like once again. This particular like a maneuver, let's say like it can be used like for many kind of like grabs, like as in these type of things kind of going on. So if Barry has me grabbed like by the lapel, this type of thing, that's a shot to the ribs or the kidneys. Like from here, like then I can kind of come around to the other side, and then I have like the uppercut, like strike, like the quan. Again, let's say like moving his head over. So, bung. After all of that, bung, the crushing. If Barry's like coming in, let's say like with a punch, let's say like I can actually just meet it, boom, and hit him first straight off that way. So I'm suppressing and I'm hitting. That allows me then, if I'm drawing along the same line, moving it out. Bung, bung, bung. Like bung quan, when it's practiced, it's usually aimed at the breadbasket area, let's say like for developing the mechanics. But at the end of the day, if you're kind of like going down the center, you can hit the jaw like straight away and knock them over. And it's one of those like the strikes like kind of really are kind of almost like they're related like to the spear. Thinking about it, the spear, you want to be moving your whole body forward like at the one go, so you're getting like the full like weight of your body behind like the strike. So as in this. So if I'm, let's say, open-handed, let's say like go here, and then like the next like version of that then is rib strike, zip-wide process, chin, like once again. So I mean, all of these palms and all of these like fists, they're just teaching you like principles which you can kind of like play around with at a later stage. Now, the cat like climbs up the tree. That really is kind of like dealing with like a person that's stepping in and jabbing at the same time, as in that's busting their knee. As in this is the. We move a little bit further back, so you can kind of see for the camera. So from here, that's smashing the knee out. Boom. That's them move, and from there, moving the back, shot once again. I mean, the whole thing, let's say with the xingyi footwork, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way in fighting. You don't have to be going straight along a straight line. What these sets are doing is teaching you, let's say, like how to generate power between the opening of the legs, the qua, the shuffling forward, and let's say like the ability like to move your body like in one single motion, so you get the optimal, let's say, like weight behind the strike. Another, let's say, like a way to kind of, let's say, like do, let's say, like the cat, let's say, like the cat like climbs a tree is, let's say if Barry was going for like a thigh kick to maybe my ribs, yeah, boom. So what's happening there is you're actually doing an intercept kick, boom, and then coming down from there, whatever you want, because you're kind of, let's say, like your catalog like your techniques, like you're kind of going along. Another way to do it would be is using, let's say, the drilling to bust out, to actually move the person off first. So from here, move the person off first, that moves their body, and from there, let's say, like I'm actually going to kick out the knee from the inside this way. So you want to be taking out the knee like go from this angle. See? Boom. So this really is kind of to move their body off slightly from here and destroy like the actual like the bone. Same, let's say, like with the kind of the catches like go on it. This could be a kind of a situation where they've got both your hands, let's say, like go caught, like go here, so grab onto both my hands. So here, this kind of like this kind of cat climbs along the tree. Here, that moves them off to the side slightly, and then blow out the back of the knee. So that's a lot of the stuff like from beng quan. The next like kind of like a series like after that like was pow and heng. So pow, it's a kind of a dropping like almost like a kind of a sledgehammer like a motion like coming back up like once again. If Barry's like coming forward, let's say like with a strike like to me, it's this way, and then moving the guy out and then hitting afterwards. It can also be if Barry's like coming in, let's say like go to me like with a punch, I'm angling off like to the side. Here, I've hit him this way. If I'm using, let's say like a P1, P, and then let's say like I'm basically entering in, boom. Once again, moving straight forward. This can also be used like to kind of uproot the person. Use the forearm, hit the xiphoid, hit the stomach, and then just off balance them like after that. This drop down like can also be done, let's say like as in a la P1, boom, and it comes straight in after that. Or you could go, let's say like a P1, P, bong, next one comes in, pow. You can also hit with the elbow, like if you wanted to actually like do that particular strike this way as well. Here, pow can also be like an elbow strike, like if you're kind of manipulating like with the angles, it can be this way, pow, and that also allows you, let's say, like to kind of come down, let's say like with the next like a strike, or kind of like with the clavicle, or like to trap like with a person's hand against their body, and then from there, boom, push. Right. So heng, which is the crossing palm, it's really to kind of move like with the person off at an awkward angle, or kind of to get a joint lock on someone. It's not like you wanted the kind of the other four fists, like which is kind of an attacking, let's say, fist. But it's really kind of, it's learning to kind of like cross divide like the body, let's say, like, or to kind of counter. So like let's say for example, let's say if I kind of like come down here, P. Let's say Barry comes out with the next one, boom. I can then use this like at a later stage if I want to come around, get a throw on, lead him along, or I could basically use it to break the arm, if Barry comes along like and catches like the other, smash him down. That's like kind of a version of hung as well, where you've actually caught the hand. I could then transition to one of the other fists. Boom, Chuan, boom, boom, afterwards. So it's really kind of, let's say, like a kind of a transition fist. Another way, let's say, like if you're kind of like we're playing the chop, like from Chuan, let's say, so if Barry comes in with the punch, he down, chop, okay? From here, Barry, let's say, like meets it, I then like come through to here, come pass over, here, I got a trap, like then like go on his body, and then from here, as if I process strike, Chuan again to the chin, as if I force the strike, hit the chin like once again. So I mean, all of these kind of things, they interact with each other dynamically. You can go Chuan overhand or Chuan underhand. Overhand, overhand, underhand, underhand. So I could be going, let's say, like this way, or I could be going this way, you know. So most of these, let's say, when you actually start like playing them like with the animals, and you start interacting like with some of the what do we call like the kind of the other like negotiables like that actually happen like in combat. If let's say I was, let's say maybe to put in let's say like tiger, okay. So for example, let's say like Barry like comes in, let's say like with a punch, he here. Now from here, let's say I'm going to kind of, if Barry comes in with another strike, that's like the water, and now from here I'm going to do the tiger, let's say like a push, okay. Or another, let's say like a way of doing it, let's say Barry comes in, let's say like with, let's say the here, I come across like with the water here, coming out, coming down and up, and now I'm actually going to use the dragon from here, smash down and like with the leg, and then like drop my body weight to actually control like the arm or break the arm. So another kind of like option, playing with one of the animals, let's say like Barry, let's say comes in, let's say like with like one shot, and the next shot after that, then here I bring the hands down, pull them down, ostrich, boom, straight like go into like the liver, pancreas here. If let's say like Barry comes out with the next like to strike like once again, like you're here grabbing, coming down, ostrich, boom. That can be hitting, let's say like both the chin and the ribs like at the same time. So that's kind of like how like later on you kind of transition like from techniques and principles like from the 5 elements like to the animals. And the animals really just at the end of the day are just expressions and multiplications like of the actual 5 element like energies. Okay.